struggled in the series before the World Cup.
It's Vijay Shankar now to Sarfaraz, and Sarfaraz cracks it away and Jadeja fields.
And because of Pakistan's history, and particularly 2 years ago when they started the Champions Trophy so poorly and then went on to win it, I think we all kind of feel with Pakistan that suddenly they can arrive and start to find the mojo. Well, you can't rely on that all the time, and they've just not had enough players in good form.
Yes, and I think there was a lot of discussion certainly in Pakistan about whether Shoaib Malik and Mohammad Hafiz would play. Unfortunately, the two most experienced players didn't quite come to the party today. Well fielded of his own bowling by Vijay Shankar. 154 for 5 it remains in the 33rd over. Just get the feeling rains around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks a little bit darker again to our left.
At some point in time yesterday it was looking like we may not even get a full game. Mercifully the weather's kind of held. Yes, we've had a couple of interruptions, but we now have a legal game as Vijay Shankar goes in and bowls, and this one's driven but again straight to Virat Kohli. There is no run.
He's not going to relax, is he? You can see the intensity of him getting the ball in the hands there, swiveling to potentially throw at the non-striker's end.
He's just that kind of captain. Leads from the front, sets the standard, then demands it of his players. And by and large, they've risen to the occasion, met their captain's expectations on more occasions than they haven't. Here's Vijay Shankar bowls down the leg side. This will be called wide, and it is. By Oxenford, and Sarfaraz Ahmed cross with himself, because all he had to do really was just get some bat on it, and this would have raced away to the onside fine, but he didn't. And Kuldeep Yadav was the one bowler who hadn't gotten amongst the wickets in the first couple of games, and he'll be very pleased because he really was the one who made those breakthroughs, those 2 wickets of the 2 batsmen who put on 100, Babar Azam and Fakhar Zaman. That set Pakistan back, making some room, and once again a brilliant stop by Ravindra Jadeja. And it's almost like India with the broken thumb for Shikhar Dhawan at the Oval. Bhuvaneshwar's hammy here, getting a bit of a bonus in the field with Jadeja fielding. That's always something that's quite remarkable, because he's that kind of fielder, electric.
Virat Kohli's chat at drinks is certainly giving his team a lift, because they all look absolutely on it.
Switched on as Vijay Shankar goes in and bowls, and this one's driven up towards long on for a single by Sarfaraz. 156 for 5. And I think Pakistan just now looking to try and just keep, maybe play for the net run rate maybe, or whatever, because there seems to be no urgency, no effort really to try and narrow the deficit. Over on 5 Live shortly. Michael will be taking your calls on 6.6. 080-85-909-693 is the number to call, and you'll have Michael Vaughan answering your questions. So call in about anything cricket, anything World Cup, India, Pakistan.
Just anything.
Well, you have it from Michael.
Love Island, whatever you want.
Especially if you can tell us what to do with the weather. This one's worked away on the onside square by Imad. He'll pick up a single. 157 for 5 at the end of the 33rd.
The relaxed faces of the Indian players. They know they've got another victory, and it's the big one. It's a big one of Pakistan.
Yes, the game of the tournament. As always, there was a big build-up this time. In fact, Pakistan released an interesting sort of digital advertisement talking about the cup using a teacup from a earlier actual fact which happened when there was that little skirmish. And an Indian pilot had been sort of taken prisoner, then released. And then, of course, there was a counter from India. So that kind of banter continued. But mercifully here, it's been all played in great spirit. Lots of Indian and Pakistani fans together, and the rain just beginning to come down. Not very heavy at the moment, so the umpires are carrying on. And Graham Swan arrives with refreshments as he slips into the seat alongside me, as Bumrah comes in from the far end, round the wicket, bowls to Imad, and he drives, and Bumrah fields of his own bowling. 157 for 5. Swanee.
Yes, it's my post-match meal, this. I fear this game's headed for an early conclusion, either from Pakistan's demise with the bat or the rain that's going to curtail their chase. Well and truly behind on the Duckworth Lewis, thanks to those 3 wickets recently.
Yes, by a long way. We're Pakistan, and what's interesting for me is to see that Pakistan not making really an effort at this point in time. Maybe they're playing for the sort of net run rate scenario here, because in the 33rd or 34th over, with 5 wickets down, Pakistan would need to be 230, and they're not.
They need a good over, put it that way. They're 74 short.
Yes,
where they need to be.
Bumrah bowls, and this time he's been cracked. Where? This is a cross-barred swat straight past the bowler and down to the side screen at the opposite end from Imad Hussain.
Well, maybe we've spoken too soon, or Imad's listening to us and he said, "I'll show you, Prakash. Keep your mouth shut." He's put a foot to the leg side. Yeah, it is a swat. There's no better description than that. Well done. It's brute force, and he spanked it down the ground. Yeah. 1 foot to the leg side, just flat battered it straight back past the world's #1 bowler, Bob Schrunkle. 4 runs.
Terrific shot that. Here's Bumrah now. How is he going to respond? Will it be the classic fast bowler's response? No, in fact, slightly slower through the air and worked away on the onside for a single. Total moves up to 162 now. So 5.
My bottle of fizzy drink was in your way there, Prakash. Do apologise.
No worries.
I need some sugar. I need some energy. Perhaps Jasprit Bumrah was one of those new breed of fast bowlers who can do a couple of crossword clues, because that was a slower ball following being spanked for 4 rather than a bouncer.
You would have expected that.
Stuart Broad will be throwing things at his TV if you watch that. Hello, Stu.
Bumrah over the wicket now to the Pakistan captain, looking for the Yorker, and he just gets enough on it, works it away on the onside. He'll pick up 1, wait for umpire Erasmus, whether he's going to signal leg by or not. Yes, he does. So it's 163 for 5 now at the 34th over. On its way to conclusion. 2 balls to come in the over. Imad is 21 of 16. Sarfaraz is 11 of 28.
The cameras keep focusing on the umpires, which can mean only one thing: that the rain is here, it's getting heavier, and they're wondering when they're going to leave. Umbrellas are going up around the ground.
Here's Bumrah into bowl to Imad, who gets looking for the Yorker on the full, driven to mid-on. Chahal fields 1 more, 164 now for 5. It's been a clinical performance by India, one has to say. They batted very well at the top. Maybe were 15-20 runs light at the end, given where they were at one stage, but their bowling's been very good again, and really just keeping the pressure on all through.
Yes, they've absolutely risen to the occasion today, India. Pakistan haven't quite been able to manage that. India's been nothing short of very impressive.
Here's Bumrah again bowls, and this time it's glided down to third man of the full face of the bat for a single. That'll be the end of the 34th. It's 165 for 5, and 16 overs of play remain. The predictions and the apps indicating that rain is on its way just a little bit already, and the 2 umpires now coming together to have a word about it, I presume, Swanee.
Yeah, and what we can't see from our position, because it's behind us, the building behind us, is a huge dark cloud, and I think the umpires just said, right chaps. No, they've not. So they've got together and they've both looked at that cloud and said, right, let's get ready. It can only be, we'll wait for it to get a bit heavier and then we'll go off.
Yes,
and the time of the day sort of dictates that it wouldn't have to rain for too long for it to be all over.
Yes, and umpire Paul Rifle, who's the fourth official, with his umbrella ready down below us here, as Vijay Shankar gets ready to bowl another over. The ground staff ready with and on the standby, as it were. So it looks like we're nearing the kind of conclusion that maybe ideally one wouldn't have wanted, but one thing's for certain: India clearly in the ascendancy, so at least there won't be a bitter taste in that sense that one team or the other was robbed. And he's bowled him. Sarfaraz Ahmed looking to work the ball away on the onside, plays all round it, and the stumps light up. Vijay Shankar picks up his second wicket of the game. Pakistan 165 for 6.
Well, I have to see the replay of this to see whether it decked in off the seam, but Shankar will never have an easier one-day international wicket by the looks of things. It just looked like a normal, good length straight ball. Oh, it's a bottom edge. It's a bottom edge, inside edge, onto leg stump. Sarfaraz looking to step across and heave it to leg, ended up in no man's land. He's gone for 12 from 30 balls. It's the skipper. So it's at the time when you want your skipper to be looking at the skies and looking at the DLS and saying, right, we need to do something about it. See if we've got even more behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, so 165 for 6 now, and Shadab coming out to bat. Had a decent game, one has to say. Shadab, he started off very poorly in his first over, but then came back quite strongly, and along with Imad Wasim, kept things on a relatively tight leash for Pakistan in those middle overs. But now the batters letting them down, and clearly India now have their stranglehold on this game.
Yeah, I thought from overs 25 to 50, Pakistan new hero.
When there's a crisis, there's always an opportunity to
side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
First and Murray Erasmus making their way back. The two Pakistan batsmen walk back together.
Rainproof, that man. One of the nicest human beings in cricket. Very popular character.
Yes, and talking about that, Swanee, I mean, you know, we were talking about in the morning with Andy coming to the ground that somehow with a lot of this technology and the kind of scrutiny, the characters that umpires were seems to have sort of gone away a little bit. We don't seem to talk that much about them. The Dickie Birds and the David Shepherds of the world and their little quirks and idiosyncrasies. It's just one of those things, I think.
I don't know. I still think there are characters out there. Certainly from a player's point of view, there's 5 or 6 umpires who you're overjoyed if they're doing the game, and there's 5 or 6 who you look at the thing and go, oh God, 5 days with him. I won't tell you who's who, obviously, because my son might have to play one day.
You think they'll still be around?
Yes, they don't go away, do they? They're like cockroaches, they don't die. Nuclear war wouldn't wipe out cockroaches and umpires.
All right, so the umbrellas are up in the stands, and the score is 166 for 6. 35 overs have been bowled in, and Jonathan Agnew is joining Swanee and me here.
He loves a rain break, Aggers. I've been listening to Charles.
Unfortunately, we thought we did see this one coming, didn't we? But it's just a case of how long it lasts. But I think a lot of people are making their minds up now. It's not heavy rain, but Pakistan are so far behind. But the covers are going on, the sheets have been brought out and so on, and we'll keep an eye on what's going on. I thought we might have a little look back at what we've seen today, really, for people who might have missed it and are catching up with what's happened here. I mean, there has been well, it's sad it's come to what appears to be a soggy end. It's not off by any means, so I don't think this is the end of the game, whatever you do. But there is rain falling at the moment, and Pakistan are miles behind. And so looking back, interesting, Imran Khan said, unless the pitch is damp, I want my team to bat first, he said. Issued a tweet.
5 of them.
Aimed at there were 5 tweets.
There was a sequence of 5 tweets.
Right, okay. Well, in there he said, I want you to bat first if you win the toss, and Safraz decided to bowl first. So I don't know if that's got to be in hot water with the Prime Minister, or whether it was, in fact, a bit damper, but it didn't really do very much, did it?
You listen to him, Ryan, if he speaks. No, it didn't do a lot. It was a very good pitch, actually. Very good pitch from the off. It didn't look like it was a bowling wicket, did it?
No.
Overhead conditions maybe would have convinced you with a red ball, with the Duke's ball that might have swung round, but these white balls just don't behave like that. So I think they handed the initiative straight away to India.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, I guess Virat Kohli did say that if he'd won the toss, he would have bowled too.
Well. Yes.
So to that extent, I don't think you can blame Sarfaraz for that call now.
And with rain around in the afternoon,
absolutely.
you like to know what's going on when you're batting second, don't you? Interesting that KL Rahul, who's obviously in for Shikhar Dhawan. Do we know any more about that, by the way? I mean, do we think that Dhawan is going to play a further part in this World Cup?
What I did pick up yesterday was that the Indian team management want to give him a little bit of time. They want to take a look because they think he's important enough that if he's fit, even towards the latter stages of the tournament, they might want to sort of gamble with it. And that's why he's got his thumb in plaster, as we've seen. He was out getting some drinks for the boys as well. Rishabh Pant, of course, has been flown in here as cover, and they will take a call probably within the next week, 10 days, as to whether they will
because if you
make a replacement.
If you rule somebody out, he can't come back unless somebody else is injured. Then he can bring him back in again.
I think I'd rather have an injured Shikhar Dhawan playing against England than Rishabh Pant, to be honest.
Yes.
I was shocked that Pant didn't make the initial squad. Incredible player.
Yeah. Well, he is, but I think and that's been a controversy in India for quite a while, but the question really was Dinesh Karthik or Rishabh Pant as the backup wicket-keeper batsman, not batsman who could keep. And I think that's where the decision went in favour of Dinesh Karthik, because Rishabh Pant, remember, did play in the latter part of the ODIs against Australia, batted well, but his keeping left a lot to be desired. And the view was that he might win you a game or two with the bat, but he'd probably lose you a couple with the gloves.
Do you think it was actually that series that cost him, or an under par IPL more realistically?
No, I think he did pretty well in the IPL. I mean, he wasn't he didn't set it on fire, but he had a couple of very, very good knocks.
I honestly think, I think a lot of teams, when they get foreign management and coaches in, who can see it from another perspective, as a bowler, if India coming to play in England, I would absolutely laugh my socks off if Kartik was playing ahead of Rishabh Pant. Just take that back to India. And
I'm sure
tell your lads.
people are listening, Swanee. I'll tell you that much.
I think he is a stunningly talented player.
Yeah, but then you have to think of playing him as a pure batsman.
Yes,
and that's fine.
Who even now you could use as a dominating force left-hander as well. And Kartik, for as good a player as he is, simply isn't in the same league. And this talking as a bowler in England.
No, and I agree with you. And I think Kartik would only get a look into this side if it was a question of keeping wickets. And MS had a problem. And I think that was part of the issue, his little, sore back, which acted up in the IPL as well.
side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
It's Kohli, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
That's spot on.
He took the mickey out of short, fine leg. He knew exactly where he was, so he hit one forward past his left hand, then another one past his right hand, with consecutive balls. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant like that. And one shot, that rasping cover drive that he played off Riaz. Crikey. I mean, you know, sometimes you see a batsman get on the front foot and then the bat comes through to place the shot.
Yeah.
It all happened at the same time. The foot went down, the bat came through, bang, absolutely. And it went like a missile through extra cover.
It had a certain amount of brutality about
Yes.
it. So it was aggressive intent, and it was poetic.
For such a graceful, wristy player, he has got that brutal side to him.
He does, and I think that kind of a shot almost demoralizes you as a bowler,
Oh,
doesn't
yes.
it? I mean, you come in and you charge it, and he just sort of dismisses it with a
you
flourish.
turn around
Yeah.
quietly, walk back to your mark after that one.
Yeah.
You don't
I
say
think everyone
anything.
understands in the ground. That's not your fault. That's
Yeah. So a little bit of a flutter. I mean, we've looked at that stage. The 285 for 2. We could get about 350, 360, even 370 we're talking about at one stage. It didn't happen though, because Pandya got to 26 quickly. But Amir took 3 wickets actually, and just pulled things back a bit. I mean, he's head and shoulders above the rest of the Pakistan attack.
Undoubtedly. I mean, you take Mohammad Amir out of this attack and you could be looking at 400, who
Yes.
knows. But he was just so good, wasn't he, again? And I think India came in with a plan, didn't they, Swanee? They decided that they weren't going to do anything flash with Amir, play him out quietly and don't give him too many early wickets.
And when they tried to score off him later on, I mean, he got 3 big wickets. What was it? Pandya, Dhoni, and Kohli. Yes, 3 wickets.
Yes.
So, doff for the cap to you, Amir.
Yeah. Pandya 26. Dhoni, he got the cheer of the day, I think, when he came out to bat. I mean, the crowd had been up for everybody, let's be honest. But I still think that Dhoni, when he came about and his name was read out over the tannoy, he just got a bit more. I felt he really got a fantastic ovation from everybody.
Actually, I can tell you, our car park here is at the football ground, isn't it? It's a half a mile, 3/4 mile walk. And I could hear the announcements as I got out of my car today, and Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni I could hear from the car park.
Oh, that's not
The
bad.
cheer was enormous.
However, it was also an enormous Pakistani cheer when he got only 1, so he was caught behind. He threw the bat at a ball from Amir and edged it. So that was the end of that. Shankar 15 and Yadav 9. So 336 for 5. It always looked as if it was going to be too many. I must mention Amir's 3 for 47. And they just needed a good start, and it didn't really happen. I thought Imam actually played 1 or 2 nice shots at the start of the innings, but Shankar had him LBW. They thought about reviewing it, just as well they didn't, because the technology showed it just pitched in line with the leg stump, and it straightened. Just listening out for the cheers here, but there's no sign of any umpires. The covers are still on. It's very dark, and just light rain falling at the moment, but umbrellas are up. I think I can see Indian celebrations breaking out there on the terrace over on the right hand side of the ground, but they're mingling there. I can see Pakistan flag in there as well, and that's been very much the spirit of the day. Babar Azam played nicely for his 48, as you'd expect, but then the wicket started to fall as Pakistan got behind with the rate, and when the rain came down, they were 86 behind on the Duckworth-Lewis Stern method, and that's where it is at the moment. So India's attack, I mean, we know them pretty well by now, but doesn't it really show the benefit of a left arm wrist spinner? You look at that, like Zaman's dismissal, a little sweep, but that's an extra bounce again that the wrist spinner gets.
It shows different playing 2 class spinners, I think.
Yes.
They bowl in tandem, and spinners as a pair in one-day cricket, if they're utilised properly, can mightily effective for so much more than the balls they're bowling, for the overall control of the game, the tightening of the screws. England seem to have lost that either knowledge of it, that happens.
Yes.
They seem to have...
Are you grumpy they left Moeen out?
Oh, absolutely, because I think Moeen and Adil are worth way more than the sum of their parts when they're together. But I think they're shown up a little bit when they play on their own. I don't think they're anywhere near as effective as they could be.
Yeah, it's interesting. So they actually help each other, you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Feed off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. But just looking at India's attack today, I mean, who'd have thought 10 years ago we'd talk about India possibly having the strongest seam attack in the world? It's amazing the change, isn't it?
Especially Jasprit Bumrah.
Yes.
He's the Jofra Archer in
Yes.
direct comparison. Quick, bowls a very good bouncer, but he's a better bowler than Archie. He's the best bowler in the world, let's face it. I think, aside from that, spinners, they've got okay seamers. Bhuvnesh Kumar going off today.
Yes.
That could be huge for England's chances. Because Pandya and Shankar, they're okay. They're bits and pieces bowlers.
Pandya's often expensive.
Yeah. I'd like to see Pandya bowling at Joss Buttler. Put it that way.
Well, you will soon enough at Edgbaston.
Well, hopefully not. Joe Root opened the batting, he'll get 200.
Yeah.
Johnny Bairstow's due a big one as well.
What about that lovely?
What's the news? Sorry to digress, but news on the 2 injuries.
Well, we don't know yet.
We will find out more tonight, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that seems a bit curious too. I wonder why they're waiting till 8 o'clock tonight, and why aren't they waiting until the morning? I don't quite understand that. The spin delivery of the tournament so far, Babar Azam bowled by
It was a good one.
Kuldeep. It did spin, didn't it?
It was a good one, yeah. I mean, Kuldeep's a brilliant bowler. Like I said earlier, his first 2 games over in England last year in the T20 and then the one-dayers, he was incredible. Look, England didn't have a clue. As the series went on, his effectiveness diminished quite rapidly, actually, once they got used to him. But in the World Cup, the beauty is you play against teams, the first time a lot of people will have faced him in an international game. So he could have a very good World Cup, and he's bowled well today.
Yeah. And if you spin the ball both ways, and you've got that disguise in there as well.
He's a nice lad as well, Kuldeep. I like him.
Oh, is he?
I like him, yeah.
Have you come across him?
Yeah. And he had a bit of a...
Thank you for choosing to listen to BBC Radio on the internet. Unfortunately, the current programme on this station is unavailable. This is either due to contractual reasons or temporary technical fault. Please try again later. Thank you for choosing to listen to BBC Radio on the internet. Unfortunately, the current programme on this station is unavailable. This is either due to contractual reasons or temporary technical fault. Please try again later. Thank you for choosing to listen to BBC Radio on the internet. Unfortunately, the current programme on this station is unavailable. This is either due to contractual reasons or temporary technical fault. Please try again later. Thank you for choosing to listen to BBC Radio on the internet. Unfortunately, the current programme on this station is unavailable. This is either due to contractual reasons or temporary technical fault. Please try again later.
is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. See you again. got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong, and I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, been fighting ways to get away, to see you again. To see close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. See you again.
program on this station is unavailable. This is either due to contractual reasons or temporary technical fault. Please try again later. Thank you for choosing to listen to BBC Radio on the internet. Unfortunately, the current program on this station is unavailable. This is
See you again. close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
stay strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on with